It's Sunday, and you know what that means. What's on the show today? Wait, you're not JFP.
No.
What's on the show today, EVP?
We got news and the roundest of round tables as we talk all kinds of stuff wrestling here today.
I'm excited. We also got Caleb Baines, Wrestler of the Week. But without further ado,
coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown.
it's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
With your hosts, Canada Dry, and the JFB.
Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale. And tell me.
Welcome, everyone, to the All Effin' Wrestling Show. I am your co-host. We got a great show for you today. We got the round table. We got lots of topics to talk about. We got these guys' opinions on it. I am, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing Dry, damn it. And I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend, Bad Take Kate. The worst takes ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Green Lion.
The man to my right.
Oh, I'm left on this usually.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
I am the resident JFB fill-in for the day, except I have a lot more hair.
Oh, shots fired.
I am the EVP of everything AFW, including the new AFW, was it network? I don't want to be
This is
branded.
the AFW Network right here.
AFW Network.
Right here on the AFW Network.
Yes.
That's something that Mr. Isaacs was saying. Right here on the AFW Network.
And the way he says it just has this like to it.
Yes, yeah, I can't do it as well as like he just got this. He's gonna get a recording.
But yes, I am EVP Joe here,
Yes.
ready to talk some wrestling on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
And the man below me is one half of the Van City Saints.
A name I came up with.
Yeah.
Coming straight from the bullpen, getting the starting position today instead of the closer. None other than Showtime Shane. Thanks for having me on this sunny afternoon. Except I got woken up by a baseball tournament directly beside my house, so I was hearing number 9, whatever kid that's coming out.
Number 9 in your hearts, number 1. No, number 9 in your program, number 1 in your hearts.
Exactly.
And of course,
so literally like.
Is it like is it like your little league? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably 8 to 10 years old, looking at the size of them. But it's like a full-out tournament. They even got the Star Spangled Banners along the home run. I'm like, we're Canada, but you still got those.
Do we have some Americans coming in to play us? Like,
that's exactly what I think is going on. They're invading. Yankees are invading.
This is the rule, guys. It's baseball. It's America's pastime.
Sure.
Great for us. I'm just saying.
And of course, the woman below Jim Joe, she comes in once a month to make a big splash. It's the last Sunday of the month, so she's here.
Yes, it is your favorite, Dollywood. Yes, you got it right, Shane. Finally.
Wait, do you do this every time?
Me?
Oh, he's been pointing all over the place. I
Okay.
learned to like have something in my hands so that I don't point because I'm going to point in the wrong direction. So this week is a tape measure that I have to play with, so I don't make the same mistakes as Shane.
Are you a fidgety person?
I am. Yeah, this is like where I work too. So when I'm in meetings and stuff, like I have this. I have an alarm clock that I have to be very careful about because I play with that. I have like tons of stuff on my desk to play
Now,
with.
do you actually have a fidget spinner?
No, because Noah keeps breaking them. So
Do you have like those poppet things?
Noah also breaks those. So I would buy, like, Amazon has like a big bag of just junk that you can get for like $5. So I'll get those, and you know, it has like little pigs that you can squeeze, but he breaks them. Like his little fingernail will dig in there, or he'll sit on it, or whatever. So it's fine. He probably can't break a tape measure.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Without further ado, let's get into something that we call the news.
From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
So this is where you take over, EVP Joe. Kayla's gonna be joining us shortly. He's running late, I guess. But what do we got in the news today?
I got a nice list of things. I guess we'll talk about the more fun stuff first. So, like, we'll talk about ROH had its pay-per-view on Friday night. Had two very shocking title changes. We have a new pure champion in Lee Moriarty and a new women's television champion in Red Velvet. What do you guys think about that? Start with you, Canada.
Red Velvet, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan.
Is this kind of like forced after her making some controversial comments on X not too long ago and saying that she was being held back and all that? Like, I wonder if that's just kind of we're sorry kind of deal or what there. Like,
No, I don't think so, because the last time someone did that, they just weren't brought back.
See ya.
I thought Red Velvet like a few months ago said something on Twitter saying she was being held back and all that.
I think you're right. I think that she did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I don't know. So,
But maybe they had a talk with her. Listen, you gotta pipe down on shit like that.
Right.
So, sorry, and then everything's smoothed over.
what do you think, Dollywood?
You know, Red Velvet is such an odd choice. As somebody who doesn't watch Ring of Honor as often as I do AEW, you know, she had a nice little run where she was. Well, Dustin Rhodes doesn't want us to call them jobbers anymore, but where she was a jobber on AEW for a long, long time, and now all of a sudden she has a belt in Ring of Honor. So it kind of seems like to the casual Ring of Honor fan that it came out of nowhere. Lee Moriarty I am a big fan of his. I think it's an odd choice still, but you know, good for them. I hope that they do the belts proud.
Lee Moriarty, he's all kinds of talent.
He's so good. He's so good. He's better than Red Velvet.
But it's what is it? The women's television champion? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's the women's television title. She beat Billy Starks.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I could beat Billy Starks.
I was actually at the show when Billy Starks won the title. Like, I went up to Billy to watch the show.
That's very cool.
That was a very good pay-per-view, by the way.
Yes, it was.
I enjoyed it.
Because it was also where Mark Briscoe won the title.
Oh, no, I was talking about this last one that just passed.
Oh, really? Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Okay, so anything else, or we want to move on to the next topic?
Let's move on.
Let's keep it moving.
Next one. For those of you that are familiar with Japanese wrestling, Meiko Satomura has announced her retirement in April of 2025. So sort of a little retirement tour. We'll see how that goes. Anyone have any thoughts on Meiko Satomura?
Yeah. I don't remember. Was she brought in for the Women's Classic before tournament, or?
I don't know, but I know she's had a couple matches in like NXT and everything.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I'm like, I reckon, like, yeah, I don't follow a lot of Japanese women's wrestling from the past, but I know she is a big name. So congratulations to her.
Okay, and then
Roman goes, Red who? And Rebecca chimes in, Red Velvet.
he doesn't. He's a more of a WWE person. He doesn't really watch ROH. So
and Dollywood should dethrone Cody.
Obviously. Yeah, I agree. I
Okay.
deserve.
Goes, yeet or no yeet, guys?
yeet.
Eat.
Yeet.
Next up, we got it looks like we're seriously going to get a WrestleMania in London here in the not so distant future. Triple H and not Tony Khan, but the other Khan was over talking to the mayor of London, and I guess that was one of his running points, was saying, if you reelect me, I'll get Mania here over in London, England. So it's possible. It looks like we're going to get it, which is fine with me because that means I get to watch WrestleMania at like 1 p.m. versus 8 to midnight. So I'm for it.
Yeah, I like the UK shows because they're early, and we get to do the after shows because it's not super late.
I kind of though don't like it because I remember the few times like All In, it's on at like 10 in the morning for us in
Yeah, it's
Pacific
1
time
o'clock
zone.
for me.
Yeah,
It's
and it's like,
Yeah.
the only
Yeah,
advantage.
it's a great way to start the day. You get your eggs and bakey, and you get going.
Yeah, but it was also the same weekend. I had one of those VIP passes to the golf tournament with free beer, so I was not waking up. Like I was rough shape waking up that morning. But it was an advantage because I had tickets that day, so I got to watch All In, then get to go to the golf event right after, where there was more free booze.
If Mania is in London, instead of having bacon, you just got to have like a traditional English breakfast while you're watching the show.
Nah, I can't do beans for breakfast. Sorry.
It's a toast.
Let's see. Do you guys want to talk about the CM Punk contract issue, or what he wants to, what his plans are? Have you heard about this?
So he had a short-term contract because they weren't sure quite if they should
Well,
trust
they
him
were
yet.
right. He was injured.
So he's looking to take over NXT at some point.
Yeah, like I think that's part of his contract is to stay in WWE forever and then take over Shawn Michaels in NXT.
What does Shawn Michaels have to say about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shawn Michaels might be getting moved to the main roster after a while, helping Triple H on one of the two shows.
That's true. That's true.
So it could be that whole shuffle. I think I've read somewhere he wants like a 5-year extension.
Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't give him a 5-year extension.
No, that's probably his. Yeah, he's probably like, oh, I want guarantee upfront money too on that 5-year, and then somehow screw him over. Like they should not. You can't. You might give a ticking time bomb.
Dollywood.
I've got
I see the disgust on your face.
I have no use for that man whatsoever. He is the scum of the earth.
No, that's MJF who's the scum of the earth.
He's my scumbag. What good would that be? Like, he's such a problematic person. Why would you put him in charge? I wouldn't put him in charge of a hot dog stand, much less NXT. I can't stand him. I have no use for him. No, don't do it, Triple H.
I feel like there's a mutual benefit to WWE and CM Punk. I don't like CM Punk, but I still feel there's a mutual benefit to this. He's still got a big name, so I think it's going to happen.
Okay, and then my last predominantly WWE topic. WWE and Triple H have been advised by lawyers to keep Brock Lesnar away until this whole Janelle Grant lawsuit is situated. So ask me, do you guys want to see Brock back or no?
The interesting thing is that Triple H recently said we're waiting on Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
then they say this. It was like, so it's kind of conflicting.
Canada, there's this thing called lying that people
Oh.
do sometimes. I don't know if
You
you're
think that
familiar.
Triple H would lie?
You mean a
Believe
top
it or not.
executive of a company lies to the media?
Hey, you know, it's called CYA, cover your ass.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think that's more fair than calling it lying, because it's just like, well, you know.
Pardon me for calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Why would they do that? Why would they bring him back? He's again like kind of like CM Punk. What good does he bring? Is the good outweighing the bad with Brock Lesnar? Because it doesn't really seem like it. You know, for him to come out and just power bomb 3 people to get a belt and just have a big match end in 30 seconds. That's not television that people want to see. That's not. I'm not a fan.
I guarantee you, Dollywood, that he's coming back and he's going to make a gigantic splash. And he's going to bury like 15 people on the way.
And he's keep his hands to himself, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Do that. Splash all you want to, but keep your hands to yourself.
All right. Next topic. Beth Phoenix is no longer under contract with WWE. So, obviously, there's talks about bringing her into AEW because her husband is there. So, here's my question for you guys. Do you want to see her wrestle or just be like a manager-esque type character if she comes?
I want to see her wrestle.
Yeah, I'd like to see her wrestle, but only sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly be Adam Copeland's manager, but sporadically have big matches. I think that'd be cool.
I want to see her and Adam Copeland versus Orange Cassidy and Willow Nightingale.
That's interesting.
I think that would be fantastic. I also want Willow Nightingale and Orange Cassidy to get married, but
Dolly was playing matchmaker. Shane just like out of here.
I know.
No. All of a sudden I heard somebody firing up their freaking stall outside. I'm like, I better close my window so that doesn't come right through here.
Oh. So, what do you want to see, Shane?
Now I got so distracted by that I forgot.
Beth Phoenix, you want to see her wrestle? Just be a manager?
I mean, to be honest, who knows if she even wants to wrestle anymore at this point? Like, because she could have probably had a bunch of opportunities if she wanted to set something up while she was still under contract with the WWE. She did set one up with her and Edge versus, I can't remember now. Was it Dominic?
No, it was Miz and Maurice.
That's right.
At
So,
Rumble, I believe, was it?
So either Rumble or Elimination Chamber right after
maybe
that.
it was Elimination Chamber. I can't remember.
So we don't even know what she wants to do at this point too. So it's up to her. I wouldn't mind seeing her in some kind of shape or form, but we saw what happened with Lana though, or it was just kind of a wasted camera time and character at that point, right? So
I think that they were having marital problems. I have nothing to back this up, but it seems like they were having marital issues for a long time, and so then they brought her in, and then that could have just caused more problems. And
yeah,
but it seems like, again, you just see what you see on social media. You don't really know, but it seems like Adam Copeland and Beth Phoenix having much stronger foundation and some cute ass kids to keep them locked down. So, and they've been together forever.
So I have a news piece. Fightful Select says there's been some inquiry from wrestling companies about the possibility of running shows at the Las Vegas Sphere. How cool would it be to run like an AEW Dynamite at the Sphere? That would be sick.
I'm really curious because right now only UFC really runs at the Sphere. So that leads me to wonder if they have a contract with them And could it be where WWE can do it, but AEW can't? Because we know how petty WWE is when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's true.
That
That's
would
why
be my only-
AEW. That's why AEW is not in Madison Square Garden.
But I feel a wrestling show would be better at the Sphere than a UFC event because
gosh.
wrestling events are just so over the top, right?
I don't know. I've never even seen a UFC event at the Sphere, so I don't know.
I haven't.
The NHL draft was at the Sphere, and it was just like it was cool. Like I'm like, this is a cool place to do.
I did look it up. I think like it has a capacity of like 18,000 people.
Really? So that would be cool.
I mean, yeah. Have a like an AEW pay-per-view there or something.
Yeah. I like
What
it.
else we got?
Okay. I got 3 more topics. We can run through them real quick. One is Buddy Matthews has re-signed with AEW, which is great to hear. That means nothing's happening to House of Black anytime soon. Shane, what do you think?
Interesting, though, like there's this thing that Meltzer was putting out that he wanted to leave, but Tony Khan threw a bunch of money at him and then signed him. It's like
Good for Buddy. That's how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Multiple big companies. You say, I want to leave. Well, Tony Khan's like, here, take more money. But he's like, cool, thank you.
But the only crappy thing is it just separates him from his wife even longer and stuff for that. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's the whole business behind it. It doesn't any type of entertainment business. So, but good on Buddy.
They're the ones who
the amount
chose
of
to
time
get married.
the amount of time that wrestlers work now compared to back in the day,
Oh yeah,
you actually get to spend a good amount of time with each other.
you got a way better window now.
Especially with AEW, because Tony Khan isn't afraid to let you go be seen other places with other wrestlers. Dollywood, do you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and then we'll combine these last two. But Camille debuted this week on AEW finally, and then at San Diego Comic-Con, it was made official. We are getting Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné for the TBS title at All In.
Now, Britt Baker, she better hone her skills because she was rusty as beep.
Yeah, you figure it's been almost a year since she had a match.
Yeah, she better get that rust off because if not, that match could be bad.
Yeah,
She better get some practicing there.
Shane,
I'm
I already
wondering
know
though.
what you're saying, but go ahead and say it anyway.
I'm wondering though if this isn't opening the door for a Jamie Hayter return too. You have
Yes.
Camille and Sasha with Jamie and Britt.
I
So
think that should be after All In.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd have
I think
Jamie
it
come
should be
back to
during
All
All In. I think she should come
Or-
back at All In.
yeah, make
Well,
the
yeah,
save
you can
it all.
have, you can have Hater run in
Mhm.
to save Britt.
Yeah, that's kind of I'm thinking that's exactly what's going to happen because it's been well over a year now. Too.
And the Wembley crowd just goes nuts.
But I mean, I would rather see her have a match opportunity for All In since she got robbed last year. But yeah, well, I guess there's always next year.
Yeah, well, Dollywood, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, her most recent match wasn't perfect, but again, she's been out for a year. It was still better than anything Red Velvet's done. But I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a fantastic match.
All right. Well, that's all the news I have for this week. Unless
Can you
anyone has
believe
anything.
it? It's Caleb's second week on the job, and he forgets. He doesn't show up.
Like
he's going to camp next week. He stands us up. Can you believe this guy?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, maybe he had a toilet emergency or something. He's
Well, that's fine. I'll do his segment then. That's fine.
damn it, Caleb.
Okay, we're gonna do your segment for you.
Yes.
It's Caleb's Wrestler of the Week, starring Dollywood.
Brought to you by Dollywood.
As it should be always, to be fair.
Yes.
But, so my wrestlers of the week, it's going to be a tag team. And it's going to be those M&M guys They were wonderful. They had a fantastic match against FTR this week. It's really cool to see athletes from other genres come in, and they were talking about how the one guy played for the Jags for a long time, so he's been on Tony Khan's payroll for years and years and years. And I think that they had it was kind of a first introduction match for a lot of people, and I think it was a great one. There were several times when I was personally wondering if it was going to be an upset. They were great. They killed it. I'm excited to see what these guys do. So those are my wrestlers of the week.
And those wrestlers of the week are brought to you by Baby Billy Bible Bumpers.
I said this last night, Dollywood. Like, I can't believe the WWE let these two go. Like, they are fantastic wrestlers. I don't know why they let them go. And they clearly taken the gimmick they had at WWE, tweaked it a little bit, and made it better. So
They killed it last night. They did great.
You know what? It's just they ran out of ideas. Don't forget, WWE just let go of a whole bunch of top talent, not just those guys. Bobby Lashley, MVP. Sheldon Benjamin was released not too long ago. Well, with Eminem at the time. So there's been a whole lot of talented guys that have left out the door in the last while, not just those two. So,
All right, guys, it's time for the main event.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
And welcome everyone to the round table. We got our superheroes playing poker here. Let's start out with a really easy question. Is pro wrestling getting more niche as compared to mainstream media? Who wants to go first?
I don't think that it is. I think that if anything, it's being kind of more accepted by more people, and I don't know if it's just from like my perspective, because now I'm a girl and I like wrestling, and
Yeah, that's the hard thing, Dollywood, is to like, because if you really love wrestling, you're gonna be like, no, right?
Yeah, like if I had $1 for every time I had to say it's real to me, damn it, at
Yeah.
work, like I wouldn't have to work anymore. But one of the things I really love about it is that like other people are starting to watch again. Like I'll talk to people at work and they'll be like, I watched when I was younger and I haven't watched in so long. And then they'll go home and they'll watch it and they'll fall in love all over again. So I think that I don't think that it is. I think that if anything, it's kind of going in the opposite direction. It's becoming more mainstream. I think there's a lot of people that haven't watched in a long time that are watching now.
Okay. Showtime Shane, what do you think?
Kind of a yes and a no. Like there has been more media, like we talk about sports media and stuff like that. Actually, on cable, has been coverage showing clips here or there, whether it's ESPN, Sports Center, or whatever. Pat McAfee and his connection, having a live talk show, and having WWE connection there. So it's in ways it's bringing more attention, but has it turned into more eyes? That doesn't seem like it's really translating in that regards. But at the same time, the indie scene, like a lot of the local indie scenes at different people's towns and state or provinces and states are hot, and they got an ongoing fan base there. So is it kind of niche? Yeah, but is it also kind of getting mainstream? Yeah, in some ways, yes.
What do you think, EVP?
I think it was niche. Like after WCW died, it got very niche because it just alienated so many. But now that you have Netflix getting in on streaming Raw, we talked about this last night. Tubi wants to broadcast wrestling. It seems like it's becoming less and less of a taboo to talk about and be like, I'm a wrestling fan. I love wrestling. Especially when you have, like you said, ESPN with Pat doing his thing. They have a whole section on ESPN.com now just designated to wrestling.
Right.
10
Bleacher Report too.
years ago, that wasn't happening. And
Well,
like,
you know,
if
I'm so sorry, Joe.
no, go ahead.
If you just like look at the fans, like in the crowd, you see there's not, you know, sorry for the stereotype, but like acne face, like dorky looking headgear, definitely doesn't wear deodorant. Like it's not that anymore.
So you're your type of guy.
Well, I mean, even Sports Illustrated does coverage. Like the Nick Jackson interview the other day, that was with Sports Illustrated, where they talked about dissing Jade Briscoe or whatever.
Yeah, Justin Barrasso with Sports Illustrated is one of the big names that does interviews in wrestling for that.
I hate to be the guy that spins a little bit of negative on this, but the numbers are down.
Well, yeah, compared to the 90s.
Compared to what they used to be.
Yeah.
Like you had 10 million people watching WCW Nitro. And
exactly. But like,
now you're barely getting 800,000.
I mean, that's because WWE bought out WCW and alienated a large portion of fans.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the like Google, there's a Google search graph that we showed, and over the years, the word WWE was up here in Google search, and now it's down here.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's weird honestly, though because. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, it's kind of weird though, like. TV ratings, no. Like they used to do 4.5 million each shows when we talk about those in the 90s. But some of these YouTube clips, whether it's AEW or WWE, you get easy million views if something really hot happens and stuff like that. Like they get like a few million views overnight. But yeah, again, it doesn't. Social media, it doesn't exactly translate to the actual viewership of the show live, though.
Yeah.
All right. I'm giving. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, you just kind of have to look at like what the world was like then versus now. You know, now we have 1,000 things that we can do. We don't just sit around and watch TV. We know that we can come back to it later. We don't have to watch anything live anymore. Versus back then, that was the only option you had was to sit in front, watch it live. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have a million different tiny screens in front of you that you could look at. So you kind of have to take that into consideration.
And you don't really have a mega star anymore, though, in wrestling. Roman's is the closest you have right now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And bringing back, and that kind of speaks to why they always bring people back, why it was such a big deal when they brought John Cena back, such a big deal when The Rock came back, because we don't have anybody like that anymore.
So I'm gonna give Shane 200 points.
The guy on the fence is who you give the points to, huh?
All right. Now we're going to play
better points to make later.
Now we're going to play grade our bookers. We're going to grade our bookers. Grade Triple H on his booking this last year. EVP Joe?
C, average. He is, to me, Triple H, he's good at starting stuff. He's the worst at finishing stuff, like by far. He can't finish a story to give a satisfactory climax to save his life. I feel sorry for his wife. Just saying.
The ending of a story is the most important.
Yeah, I agree.
You can have a long, good middle and good thing, but if you don't end well,
Jay versus Jimmy is a good example of that.
Dollywood, what do you rate Triple H?
I think I would give him a B-. I think that Joe's right. Joe makes some really good points. He's really good at starting a lot of wonderful things and then just kind of, we'll see. Yeah, we can come back to that. It took entirely too long for him to finish Cody's story, but he did. So that is why he got in the B-.
Oh, you raised it up.
And even
but the Rock says that was because of him.
Look, even with Cody's story, like there was more focus on The Rock and Undertaker and all the old school people more than it was just on Cody winning the title.
That's very fair. Well, maybe he should get a C+.
No, you locked in that B minus.
All right, that's fine. Be mine.
Showtime. What are you gonna give?
Honestly, I'd give it a C minus. I have not been interested. I've been WWE all year since Triple H. I keep hearing from people in our chat groups, new era, new era. No, the new era's been trash to me. Yeah, and there's others, Tiff. I can't, I only watch the major events now, and even then, I'm just like, ugh. These are like I've said before, AEW does it with too many cards on one pay-per-view, but it's starting to seem like a lot of WWE pay-per-views, except for Mania, I've been not enough cards when you only have 5 matches and stuff like that with 2 brands. It doesn't seem like enough either. But it does give for longer matches in that regard too at the same time. But I found his booking just be the trash. It really has been trash in the last while. And why it's 6 has just not been that thrilling. I know some people are out of their seats. Ooh. To me.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, don't. Roman's watching. Don't.
I'm rolling the dice, Roman. I'm rolling dice.
You know, I'm not a Triple H fan myself. As Bret Hart says, he couldn't book his way out of a paper bag, a wet paper bag. But I see like things that he's doing well. Like he's really good at mending fences and bringing stars back, and he's good at kind of smoothing things over. And
but that's not booking.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely give him a C. I think he's not great, but he's not horrible, which is just like he's mediocre as a booker, I think. Now let's do Tony Khan. Who wants to go first?
Well, I went first last time, so someone else can go first.
I want Shane to go first.
Okay. I honestly, because I'm just saying for this year, I'm not
trying not to be an AEW moment.
I'm not saying no. This is not actually going to be positive. If we're just talking 2024 alone, or even say starting out, we'll call it all in last year.
That's this year.
Yeah, so I'll say all in from last year on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd give them only honestly a C plus at best. Some of the story I talk about storylines not properly getting finished. Only Khan's had a bad history of that since All In last year. But mind you, some of it's been injury factors, so that's been out of AEW bookings control. But I think Tony trying to manage 2 brands at the same time, plus all his other things, has really affected a lot of the storylines and booking and stuff like that. And he really, really needs to get somebody on ROH so he could separate himself from those 2 once and for all. Because he's got way too much more than he could chew, and it seems like it's affecting the product some ways for the main roster and the main shows. So yeah, I C plus.
Dollywood, what do you think?
You know, I'm a mark. So I'm trying to take that out of it, like you said. I am trying to take that out of
Dolly Mark.
But it's really hard to argue with when you look at Swerve Strickland, going into Hangman Adam Page's house and messing with his freaking kid. I'm so sorry, Daddy Joe. Sorry.
It's okay.
Messing with his family, messing with his kid, that's amazing. And even after Hangman left and now he's back, he's trying to continue these stories. You can't help injuries, exactly like you said. But I think that for the most part, he's done a really good job. And even doing, callbacks a couple weeks ago when we got Marco Stunt back. And I know people made so much fun of him, but your girl popped. I thought I broke our couch. I hopped up off of it so excited. I was so happy to see him. So I don't think that it's really fair to say that Tony Khan starts things and then doesn't finish them. I'm going to give Tony a solid B for his booking. And as far as ROH is concerned, I know that my Lord and Savior Paul White has been promoted within ROH now. So hopefully he'll be able to take a little bit of
You asked Paul White into your heart?
He's always
he must have a real big heart.
You answered that altar call. Who would like to accept Paul White into their heart today?
It's only the wrestling part, though.
No one looking around.
I love him. I got my little Captain Insano up there. I love him. And my shirt for Wednesday is a Captain Insano shirt. So y'all make sure you look for me and my sweet boys on the third row.
Nice.
We're right there where the hard camera is.
Nice. EVP Joe, what are you grading Tony Khan?
So are we starting from January or for a full calendar year?
We're gonna go from all in to all in.
Okay. So I think from all in to all in, I think I'd give him like a B minus, because starting after all in, like it got like obviously the main storyline was just completely wrecked because of MJF and because of Adam Cole's injuries. That Tony Khan can't control that. Could he have pivoted better? Sure. But after that, you gave us a fantastic Samoa Joe reign as champion. And then you get you have the Swerve and Hangman build up. And then on top of that, come March, you bring in and just strap a rocket to Will Ospreay and made him look like the star that he is. And then you bring back MJF and you do the right thing, bring him back to his heel persona, and like everything. It is like night and day for the.
I feel like
all in last year and all in this year.
Yeah. Just to piggyback on yours, I feel like he's like, I'm going to give him a B minus as well, but because he's ending strong on the year.
Yeah. Like you said, it's how you leave them. It's
yeah.
How you start, how you finish.
Like Swerve Strickland is my new favorite wrestler because of Tony Khan. Like if it wasn't for Tony Khan, he wouldn't be my favorite wrestler, just because if you do not book somebody right, you can't fall in love with a wrestler. It's just how it is.
You know what would get me to give him an A? Fire Max Caster. I hate
Max Caster too.
I love Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens is phenomenal.
Max Caster comes off with a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
He's not a good wrestler. There's absolutely nothing memorable about this guy.
He goes on the Chris Van Fleet show and says, "Don't bring Shelton Benjamin here to steal my spot." It's just like that's how he's coming off. It's just like, and Shelton Benjamin's like, first of all, I'm not stealing your spot if I come here. You got the spot, and if I get your spot, you never had it to begin with.
Yeah, you lost it. That means you didn't work hard enough to keep it.
If Shelton Benjamin's taking your spot, it means you're not the greatest wrestler in the world.
Your spot is stealable if you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're giving it to me, it was never yours.
That's right.
I want to see an Anthony Bowen single run. That's what I want. So
maybe a feud between the two, break them up.
I don't even care.
I feel like that's on the horizon. That has to be happening.
Like I said, I feel like it is, because Caster is acting more and more like a prick every episode.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that it's just playing the part. And y'all think he's like for real, like awful? Because I don't. I bet that he's the sweetest.
Well, I can only go off the character, and I don't like the character.
That's fair.
Like, that man had the audacity to say that he was the MVP of Blood and Guts.
Man, the funny thing is, we were talking about that. He was the least noticed man in that match.
Oh, yeah.
Other than Okada, who had no desire to take any bumps in that match, which I don't blame him.
But don't forget, he's not conditioned for that style of matches, though. He's literally only wrestled non-cage matches in Japan for like 10 plus years. So
for this round, I'm giving a lifetime supply of Kraft dinner to Dollywood.
Kraft? What the hell is that? What is a Kraft dinner?
Dinner is Canadian mac and cheese.
And
it's just called Kraft dinner. It's the same thing.
You just committed the biggest.
My grandmother would roll over in her grave.
You just gave factory processed, pre-made Kraft cheese and macaroni and cheese.
Well, we don't have to send her that much.
Makes your own mac and cheese.
A lifetime supply for me is 0 boxes.
There we go. It all works out for everyone.
Y'all, I'm not kidding. If I made macaroni and cheese out of a box, I think that my grandmother would come up out of her grave and clutch her pearls at me.
But how that would be like heaven, tasting some Dollywood mac and cheese.
I think I'm good.
I just imagine like it would just be like the best.
I'll need some baked macaroni and cheese with some like breadcrumbs on top, brown.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Listen,
six together.
I don't even need to tell what I want in this thing because I trust Dollywood to make it amazing. I
It'll
trust
be
her.
the best.
So next topic is who would you bring up to the main roster from Ring of Honor? EVP Joe, you go first.
oh, it's easy. I'm bringing Athena over to the women's main roster. Athena, she's been champion 520 some days, 29 defenses, I think, or some 22 defenses, which averages one defense every 27 days. She's done more than enough to carry and to build up that women's brand in ROH. Bring her over to AEW. She would do wonders with feuding with whoever.
Shane, who are you bringing up from ROH? The Outrunners.
Man, because it's so hard to even say because it's like either sent one down for a while. Like, did you even say Sky
Now,
Blue?
when we say bringing up, this person's getting a push.
Okay. Getting a push. Okay.
Would Sky Blue count right now? Because she's been on.
Blue's already up on the main roster. She's injured.
She's,
Oh, I
she's
know,
not
but
on the ROH
she would-
roster.
Yeah, she's been like ROH
So
for a
somebody's
while.
mostly on ROH.
You know, I'd go with Billy Stark.
Okay.
She's pretty much the female version of Nick Wayne, and she's done like outside of AEW. She's done a lot of crazy stuff. So I caught myself right there before I said the like, especially if she did a death match at GCW not too long. Not that I'm a fan of that style of wrestling to begin with, but I mean, like, she's good and ready. And having Athena, like, if you're gonna bring Athena up, I could see Billy Stark coming up with her, so they could keep that duel together, the mentorship and all that.
The MIT.
Dollywood, who, you got anyone in mind?
So I'm looking at the roster right now just because I feel like I wasn't as prepared for this question as Joe.
Oh, you
Well,
might.
I also took the very low-hanging fruit on that question.
You really
Trust
did.
me.
You really did.
I was also kind of hit off guard by that question.
So I'm looking at the roster, and it's hard for me to find somebody on this roster that I haven't seen in AEW. So I
Yeah.
was looking.
That's exactly what I was
see.
thinking.
Hmm?
I said that was exactly what I was thinking too. I was having that problem too with that.
I mean, anytime Claudio is an option, I want to pick him, but I'm not going to pick him because I think he's getting a push on his own right now. So, of these people, especially after the past couple of nights, I'm going to go with the Von Erichs. So you want to talk about some low-hanging fruit? I'm going to take the
They just
lowest
became
hanging fruit.
the six-man trio.
The ROH 6-man.
And how wonderful is it for Dustin to have a belt again?
Yeah.
I
it is.
am just over the moon. I'm so excited. Both those boys were amazing last night. I love the barefoot tribute to their dad. They're really something special, those two guys. And I feel like AEW doesn't really have anything exactly like that. You've got, a cowboy and Hangman Adam Page, but you don't have like an authentic, truly Southern person like these two boys. So I'm going to push them.
I am calling up Queen Aminata. This woman
Good pick.
is a hell of a wrestler. Like, she's like, I remember seeing her on Collision versus Deeb, and they put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, for the record, she's not on the Ring of Honor roster right now.
Oh, really? Like, she's featured prominently on the show. So maybe she got called up to AEW.
Maybe.
Maybe they did.
That's one problem, not keeping those brands properly separated right now, especially when you got ROH champs on AEW roster like Jay Briscoe. It makes it, or Mark Briscoe, it makes it confusing who's an official ROH member and who's an official AEW member.
Okay, so this next I'm going to give 600 buttons to GM Joe, EVP Joe. You do whatever you want with these buttons.
Don't worry, I got big plans. I'm pushing them.
Big plans for these buttons.
All the buttons.
The next question is who. Oh, who hasn't gone first? Who's who? You haven't gone first. All right. Who are you calling up from NXT? To the main
Boy,
roster?
you know I don't watch NXT.
I'm right there with you.
Let's see. Lord, it takes a minute to find the NXT roster. Like you
I'm
can't
doing
just
that right
Google.
now.
Yeah, when you just Google it.
Lola Vice. That's who I'm calling. I'll go first. I'm calling up Lola Vice. I think she looks really great.
WWE. Okay.
This is awkward.
Yeah, it's awful, right?
I-
Since he's listed on here, and since I don't think AEW gave him everything that he deserves, I'm gonna go with Sean Spears. I think that he deserves a lot more than what AEW gave him.
That's good. That's good. What do you think, Showtime?
Could we do this like a draft pick from Raw? Like if you pick one, you could pick a team. If you got a team,
If they're a tag team, yeah, go ahead.
Gallon. Those guys have been long overdue for a main roster spot. I used to watch the NXT UK basketball because I had the network and stuff, and I used to enjoy the brand. And those three guys were the ones that stood out to me a lot. That faction's been a nasty faction.
Which team did you say? I didn't hear you.
Gallus.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Those guys are long overdue, and I can see them as a trios. They do a lot of damage on either rosters, Raw or SmackDown. So
I have never seen somebody as ridiculous looking as this Wolfgang man.
So piggybacking off of Dollywood, I'm gonna put Ethan Page on the main roster.
No, that was you don't get to go before me and take my pick.
He already won.
I'm the moderator. I can go wherever.
You
No,
already
moderator
did.
always goes last.
Okay. Go.
No,
Tell.
you're lucky I have a second pick in mind.
Okay.
I'm calling Wesley up to the main roster. He's really
Oh,
good.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
But to be fair, Ethan Page should have never been on NXT to begin with.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
That's true. I'm gonna give the leftover fries that fell in the bag to myself, because Ethan Page I think is the best out of all. Next question we have. This is a really good question. What makes a good wrestling video game?
Blood.
Dolly, would you go first?
Blood. And I am a big fan of mini games. I'll play like the big game, I'll do all of that, but I love take a wrestler and build them into an amazing wrestler. I love those little like mini games, if you will, that you can kind of play, that you can kind of do, have the wrestler work out and have the wrestler go and meet fans and whatever, to kind of build points. I like points. So I like those games.
B. Joe, what makes a good wrestling game?
For me, recently it's been like GM mode. WWE 2K has where you can run the show. You draft your players, you set the matches. I enjoy doing that more than just, let me punch and kick.
Do you control the wrestlers when you do that or no?
You can if you want.
You can, but I don't. I simulate it.
Yeah.
I just find that more fun than just having a wrestling match.
I think that's exactly what I meant and did not articulate it well. So I think me and Joe are on the same page.
You're not getting his Cheerios. That's the prize.
Oh, damn. That's okay. I like good cereal.
Dollywood, I got you. I'll share with you.
Appreciate you.
If he wins,
if I wins, yes.
Showtime might blow you out of the water with this one.
We'll see.
No,
based on the
look on his face, he isn't.
Honestly, I've been a long time player of the video games. Just having the proper popular wrestlers at the time, like back in the day, you would only get luxury of 8 to 16 guys maybe to choose from. And WWF at the time had to make sure to pick the right ones. We didn't see a more exploded roster until THQ took over the N64 WCW versus NWO Revenge. That game was off the hook, especially with the 4-port system of N64 at the time. It was just a perfect game to do the battle royals with your friends, and it was like I think we were allowed 30 guys into that match. Like not at the same time back then. We didn't have that technology, but honestly, these days the games are too damn expensive. So I personally cheap out. I'll wait till Black Friday. So I still haven't got the WWE 2K24 because I'm like, I'm not paying $100 for the full WrestleMania. It's even on sale right now. It's still $100. Like, no, I'll wait till Black Friday.
$100.
So no, the problem is an expense, and AEW was like that was the last wrestling game I pre-bought because I was just the whole loyalty and stuff for that. But that's been a dud, and it's just money after it's a money. Both games have turned into money pit.
Yeah,
And that's the problem. And it's why if they need to just if they keep putting proper matches in there, like WWE not too long ago put the War Games match in there, having the double rings and stuff for that. That's been pretty badass and fun to play and stuff for that. So they got to keep building on your marquee matches and bringing them into the video game style to really make it feel like the simulation, like that. That's the match I've been wanting to do my whole life or whatever.
Imagine spending $100 on WWE 2K20.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna say the Legends. Being able to play as the Honky Tonk Man, being able to play as Bret Hart, just all these Jake the Snake, just all those guys. Being able to play as all the cool guys in the back in the day, I think that's pretty special. And that to me, that's what makes a good video game. We are running short on time, so we're gonna get a few more questions in here. Who is going to retire John Cena? Showtime.
I wonder if he's going to go with somebody modern like Cody Rhodes.
Oh, interesting. Dollywood?
No, I don't think it'll be Cody. I think it'll be Seth Rollins.
That's a good one. What do you think, EVP?
If I had my way, it'd be Braun Breaker.
Ooh.
Have him retire Cena.
Okay, now if I had it my way, it would be Nikki Bella because
Does it make me a bad person?
Better not be Baron Corbin.
Goldberg to retire.
Yeah.
you being you, yes, that makes you a horrible person.
No. So same question. Who will retire Bryan Danielson? I'm going to go with EVP Joe first.
Who should retire Bryan Danielson? I would go with Nigel McGuinness. Give them both one last match.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you think, Dollywood?
I like his answer better than mine. I'll be honest. I want it to be Claudio. I think that they are both such good wrestlers, and I think that they have such a good friendship that they could do it, and it wouldn't be some awful thing. I think that it's only a matter of time until Blackpool Combat Club kind of breaks up anyway.
Say that. Don't speak.
I know.
I deal with that enough with Canada Dry. Damn it!
It's inevitable. Resistance is futile.
It's not something I want, but I think that would be kind of a beautiful thing, right? To have like your really good friend be your last, like your little, what is it? What kind of song?
Swan song.
Swan song. Yes, thank y'all. To be your swan song.
What do you think, Showtime?
Well, that was mine. Nigel McGuinness was mine. I guess the only other person, maybe John Moxley. I would have rather Nigel McGuinness or Claudio, but yeah, I could. John Moxley being the whole Blackpool Club connection. Like Wheeler Yuta, not big enough yet. Maybe he gets one of the secondary matches leading up to his final matches. But yeah, I think he's does got to face each Blackpool Combat Club member one last time right before tail end.
I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega.
Woo.
Just
That would be
because-
perfect. First and last match in AEW.
yeah, just because they need this. They need this. To have one
That would
last-
be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Canada Dry gets Booker of the Year, A+ booking.
Thank you. So we're gonna play Would You Rather.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this isn't a sex thing. No one look at me weird. Would you rather be a lower mid-card wrestler and, get to travel the world, WWE or AEW, or be a very successful manager? You'd be Joe?
I'll take the manager. Be a successful manager. If I'm just a low card wrestler who's never going to make it to the top and be the champion, what's the point going through with all the bumps and all the bruises and wear and tear?
Mhm.
I mean, if I could be a great manager like a Bobby Heenan or a Paul Heyman, they're just as important in the game of wrestling as the wrestler itself sometimes. So
Yeah, Joe got it. I mean, 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
Why
you're
would
picking
you?
manager as well?
Yes. Why would I ever, be a Brian Cage? And when I
Whoa.
just walk around roided out of my mind.
Remind me
Why
if
would
we get Brian Cage to not bring Dollywood. She talks some shit about you, Robert.
Yep. And I can defeat him with a push pin. Just boop, and all of his muscles just deflate.
Oh.
Jeez.
What do you think, Showtime? What are you picking? Are you picking the mid card wrestler who wins a couple tag team matches, tag team championships, but not much more? Or are you?
I'd rather, you know what? I don't. Yeah, it would be nice to be a popular manager, but no, I myself being former athlete, I'd rather be the mid carder, just because you could still make some classic matches and get some. You might not get the title, but you get a TV title or a TNT title or international title.
You don't win no TNT title. You get a couple tag team runs. That's it.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
okay, even
guarantee.
tag team runs. There's been a lot of memorable tag teams over the years and stuff for that. Even the mid card tag teams. Look at the B team. B team was very
Well,
popular.
you look at Jim the Anvil Neidhart. He's
Yeah.
never been past that lower mid card level, but he's still one
But
of the greatest tag team
You
champions.
know
of all
what?
time.
I'd probably think merch wise, you could probably sell more as a mid carder than you can as a manager too.
I
There
was
might be.
literally about to make the opposite point. I guarantee that Prince Nana has sold more shirts than most wrestlers.
Only because his gimmick is really good.
Who cares? That's exactly what we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be fantastic managers.
But
We'd have a
that's
good gimmick.
that's one top manager out of how many top managers though? Like there's no Paul Heyman merch really. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these managers do not have merch, and maybe the odd action figure, but nobody's rushing out to go buy the Paul Heyman figure because there's only so much you could do with that said figure when you're a kid compared to buying a actual wrestler or a tag team and stuff like that.
I guarantee you, if Paul Heyman came out with a shirt, everyone would buy that thing.
I'd buy it.
Do you guys want to keep going? I got a few more questions, or you guys
Yeah.
want to?
No, I'm good. Let's go.
We didn't hear your answer either.
Yeah, what's your answer?
I'm
he needs to be
definitely
good.
going to be a manager.
He's the
I
Jimmy
love.
Neidhart of the group. Let's be honest.
Definitely, I would enjoy being the Prince Nana type manager. I just get off like I'd be a Bobby the Brain. I'd have so much fun with a megaphone. I can just imagine like throwing salt in people's eyes.
Yeah.
It would be so much fun.
Like a
So
Jimmy
much.
Hart type Mouth of the South character.
Oh, just whatever. I could just imagine just being this obnoxious manager, causing trouble and getting my ass kicked every once in a while. Like it would be great.
I have been called Mouth of the South entirely too many times. I think I get that.
South. The new month of the South should be a woman.
It should be me.
That's a new shirt. The new Mouth of the South.
I don't think we can put that out there.
I don't know. We've
People
tried
might get
so
the
many
wrong
other things.
idea too.
There's no way we're not getting sued by Jimmy Hart. All right. We're going to play a game called Trade One, Fire One AEW.
Okay.
So you're trading one to the WWE and you're firing one from AEW.
Okay.
And who you got to tell us who you're trading for as well.
Okay.
All right. Showtime Shane, who you trading for who and who you firing?
I'm firing Caster.
Damn you.
I knew everybody was gonna he annoys the living hell out of me.
But he's the best wrestler alive.
Yeah. Trade one. God, I don't even.
I'll tell you what, we're going to fire someone and we'll come back to you. Who are you going to
Okay,
fire?
how about no, I got one. Brian Cage or whatchamacall his name?
Let's tell you what, finish it up in
Yeah.
your head. We're going to fire people and we'll come back to who you're trading.
Yeah.
Hollywood, who you firing?
Who am I firing? I'm gonna fire. I feel like y'all were talking about, like, there's just low hanging fruit right now, so I don't want to
Take the low hanging fruit if you have to.
I don't want to. You know who I am gonna fire, but just because I don't like him, Samoa Joe.
Oh, whoa!
Get him the hell out of here.
Former world champ.
EVP Joe, who you firing?
Eddie Kingston.
Oh!
I can get behind that. His eyebrows bother me. I can get
I just
behind
don't
that.
like him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give an easy fire. I'm going to fire Dalton Castle.
You firing
Why?
Shane Beard?
He's injured anyways. He can get rehired later.
Yeah.
Just an
He
easy
can
fire.
work for it.
Work his way back. So who are you trading? Showtime.
Brian Cage to WWE just because I think he could get a bigger, better monster push over there, and it might suit his career better off over there.
And who are you trading
Now,
for?
You know, I really hate to say it because I really am not a fan of this guy whatsoever, but Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins could tear the house down with a lot of guys and has teared the house down and he's got the ROH connection too. Like so you could, when you bring him over,
That's
you
kind of
can
a lopsided trade at this point for AEW. I gotta say.
yeah.
But okay.
But,
the GMO denies their trade. I'm changing my fire to Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. Totally fine with that. Take your wife with you.
Yeah.
Totally fine with that.
Who are you trading, Dollywood?
Because WWE loves big men bumping meat, I'm going to get rid of Wardlow. I'm going to trade him over there.
Took my answer.
And it's going to be lopsided again, but that's okay because we're going to get AJ Styles over here at AEW for him.
Yeah.
That's not a bad trade because Wardlow has a lot of potential. AJ's near the end of his road, so it's that's less lopsided.
Good. Yep.
Okay, give
What
me a
are you
second.
trading,
Let me
EVP
take a look
Joe?
here.
Hey, you can trade Max Caster. He wasn't traded yet.
Yeah,
You can't
that's
trade
a
him,
trash
technically.
can.
let me take a look here real quick. Yeah, it might be Max Caster.
You know, an honorable mention while he's thinking, Preston Vance is too good to not get anything.
Yeah.
He does. So let's send him, put him in NXT. I don't care. Just put him somewhere.
He was going to be a Max Fire.
Oh, I really like him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to trade Max Caster since I didn't fire him.
Okay.
In exchange, do I want to go young or do I just want to go like?
I think there's good equal value.
I don't think there's any equal value for Max Caster. That's the problem.
Maybe take someone low. That's low hanging.
They've got trash cans and
One of those WWE banners, maybe.
yeah, a ring
Couple
mat.
ring cabbages.
No, let's see. Max Caster, I think I'll ship him to WWE, and you know what? I'll take Braun Breaker. I think
That's a
Good boy.
lopsided trade.
you know
No,
what?
really.
But honestly,
Yeah, well, denied.
no, I is it yes, but I think WWE could probably do something with Caster because he's got the charisma that they like. He's I don't like him on the mic, but there's not saying he's not good. But I think WWE could do something with that.
Okay. I'm trading Preston Vance to WWE for that Stephanie chick that they just signed.
What?
Stephanie McCoy, just to screw things up.
Oh,
She-
I messed up. I
He
knew it.
officially retires today.
Can I change my trade because I think it's a no-brainer. I think it will
What'd
make
you
it
say?
even more. I want to trade. Can I amend my trade real quick?
Sure.
Instead of sending Max Caster for Braun Breaker, sending Ricky Starks for Braun Breaker. I think that's more fair.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
more.
yeah.
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 So just really quickly, let's shift gears here. Let's talk about Ring of Honor and the AEW branded Ring of Honor. Now, what do you guys think about this? Either of you, Joe?
I think it makes sense if you're because clearly Tony Khan had an unsuccessful attempt at getting ROH a TV deal. I think if you brand it as AEW presents ROH, still keep the same aesthetic, just add the AEW, it would do the same thing as what WWE did for NXT. WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH, and I think it would be a lot easier to get ROH on TV. So I think it's a smart move.
What do you think, Dollywood?
Yeah, I like it. I'm here for it. I think that it's like a rebranding new era kind of thing. This is
That's a new era NXT.
Oh
See,
God.
that stupid color scheme. My God, that was horrible.
I don't see how it could hurt them. I think that it's nothing but good.
And would you like them to stay at places like Arlington, Texas, like to do their shows, or like do things like smaller arenas, like just go around to smaller places where they're staying at locales?
Okay, I have to like put my privilege away for a second when I think about that, because when I truly think about it, when I think about me as a human being, I love the idea of me and Alex and Noah getting on an airplane and going and making this giant special trip of going to Arlington and seeing something wonderful like this. But I also have to think about like the sweet little boys and girls that really love ROH and would love to see that, but their parents simply cannot afford that. But what they can afford is, when it comes to a neighboring town at their civic center or at their small arena. So when I think about that, I want that. But when I think about selfishly, I want them to stay in one place. So I guess overall, I want them to travel.
Yeah, like you could go to the Hammerstein Ballroom, you could go to ECW Arena, just maybe find places that are really cool like
It's
that.
like ROH was a predominantly East Coast thing.
Wow.
So like you have Baltimore, which is where they ran a lot out of. Then you had the old ECW Arena, which is now the 2300 Arena in Philly. Hammerstein Ballroom. I agree. Like for that, like business wise, it makes all the sense in the world to not travel.
Yeah.
But as a fan, I keep like Dollywood said, I'm not made of money to where I can just fly out to Texas and be like, let me just on a whim go watch an ROH show.
Right.
Like I never would have got to see ROH's pay-per-view if they were in Arlington, Texas, instead of at the Leocoris Center on Temple University in Philly. So,
Shane, what do you think?
See, myself, when I first heard the,
two-part, right? AEW, ROH, and
I got it perfectly. I at first when I heard the news about the whole name branding, I hated it because now I'll go to my next part. I absolutely thought it was, but then now I realize how much actually for branding wise, it's a great idea. But the reason why I didn't like the idea at first, because I want those brands as separated as possible now. They really need to stop doing ROH shows at AEW, like taping them beforehand and stuff like that, because a lot of times aesthetically, you've lost most of the crowd because you either taping it right before a Collision or Dynamite, or a lot of crowds still trying to pile in at that point, or they're just tired after already 3 hours of wrestling and are leaving the arena.
Yeah, we
So
missed a lot of ROH because we were like, well,
it's been a long night as it is.
we gotta go.
Well, because when you have Rampage and Collision, that's 3 hours was right there, right? And like so long you can sit in those damn seats. They suck. So
you were like, I'm all out of beer.
So Showtime's solution is give me better seats and you can do as much wrestling as you want.
Wow. Also, too, being a smoker, I'm quitting, but I mean, being a smoker at the time and you can't re-enter the building, that also starts getting a little edgy after 3-4 hour mark of not having a cigarette.
So what you're saying is time to quit smoking.
Yeah, but so I'd rather, like, for aesthetics, watching like ROH used to even, back when we were talking about those East Coast shows, they used to even go to Toronto. They used to bring the New Japan War of the Worlds versus ROH to Toronto. Aesthetically, they had the perfect arena for it, and it looked perfect. The crowd, like including the crowd standing there at 4 seats and stuff like that. One of the venues they picked over the years aesthetically looked better for the type of brand it's supposed to be. I mean, would it not hurt too to maybe have a like an NXT like building where they have one spot they'll film a bunch of shows or like every so often? Sure, I wouldn't hurt either. But it would be great to start seeing them separate, be their own thing, not be taped with with AEW anymore, and it becomes its own entity. And Tony Khan could just let somebody take the reins of that. Let people like Daniel Bryan or Christopher Daniels be the head bookers and creative for that, and let them take it to the smaller venues where it's going to look better on TV packages than it blacked out crowds.
So with this round, I'm giving Showtime Shane my jar of belly button lint. That's all yours, buddy.
That's cheap because you're both in Canada.
And the past round, I forgot to give it out, but you guys both won a bowl of Cheerios. Yeah, you both got them. Dolly, we got honey nut. You got apple cinnamon.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So like this has been our show. This has been the round table. I just want to do a little bit of shirt hawking here. We got my favorite new shirt, AFW Saved Pro Wrestling, and we got of course we have the shirt that Natalia Markova is modeling, the All FM Wrestling Show. This shirt here on the show, and guys, a special shirt that is near and dear to our hearts. It's this one right here. Just keep fighting. Now, this shirt, we're never going to make any money off of it because every single profit we get from this shirt is going to help suicide prevention. We're going to give it all to a charity. So anytime you pick up this shirt, we will be donating a lump sum at the end of the year to a charity that is helping people with suicide prevention. So get yourself a Just Keep Fighting shirt. It's near and dear to our hearts. On behalf of EVP Joe, on behalf of Dollywood, Showtime Shane, and Canada F and Dry, remember that sometimes life sucks and you're down, but you're not out. You got to pick yourself up. You got to dust yourself off. You got to reach out to friends. You got to reach out to family. You got to reach out to whatever inspires you and pulls you out of that mess, because you are worth it. You are valuable, and you are someone that we care about. raise your fist in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and remember to just keep fighting.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
See you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flippity flip.